Hello, I am Professor Jhuma Sadukhan of the University of Surrey. I and my colleague Soham Sen are going to present mathematical computing tool for modeling, optimization, and sustainability analysis of alternative process systems. I'm professor at the University of Surrey. I'm a chartered engineer, a chartered scientist, and a fellow of the Institution of Chemical Engineers. I lead the interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary biorefinery and bioeconomy research and education. I create life cycle assessment professionals following the International Organization for Standardization Guidelines 14040 to 14044. I also create biorefinery and bioeconomy professionals. My Wiley's advanced textbook, Biorefineries and Chemical Processes, Design, Integration, and Sustainability Analysis, is the only authored textbook in the field. It is internationally acknowledged as the textbook to teach final year undergraduate and master's and PhD and practitioner researchers. The book is popularly known as Green Bible in Mexico. My team has created a software platform, Tesseract, to design renewable biorefinery and greenhouse gas capture and sequestration strategies based on their standardized or optimal technical and life cycle sustainability assessment performance. Tesseract is an open web-based software resource for simulation modeling and sustainability analysis of renewable and biorefinery systems for net zero circular economies. It enables technical, economic, and life cycle sustainability performance analysis of process systems. The development team consists of me, my academic colleague, Dr. Siddharth Gadkari at Chemical and Process Engineering at the University of Surrey, and software engineer Soham Sen. Soham is working at the University of Surrey as software engineer part-time and studying MEng mathematical computation in University College London. Later on, Soham is going to show the key features of the code. The sustainability platform allows process system evaluations for techno-economic analysis, environmental life cycle assessment, economic life cycle costing, and social life cycle assessment. The tools are applied according to the system under consideration. This video aims to show the main features of the Tesseract platform. It has the following flowsheet level modules. Bio or renewable jet fuel is a sustainable alternative to crude oil derived aviation fuel. Biodiesel is a sustainable drop-in biofuel produced from non-food oily waste. Bioethanol produced from non-food celluloses and lignocelluloses is a sustainable alternative to petrol. Chemicals produced from waste biomass can displace petrochemicals for bioeconomy. The combined heat and power system generates bioenergy using biomass as fuel. Microbial electrosynthesis is for recovering resources from dilute waste streams, which can be challenging to valorize otherwise. A microbial fuel cell generates renewable electricity from waste waters. A pyrolysis process turns waste biomass into gas, oil, and char products, important precursors to products for a bioeconomy. The model functionalities include technical performance, such as mass flow rates, efficiency as applicable, evaluations from waste biomass feedstock characteristics. The economic performance analysis is presented in terms of discounted cash flow analysis, cost and value distributions, cost of production, the global warming potential, fossil energy savings by bio-based circular economy from the displacement of fossil-based linear economy are estimated. A wide range of other life cycle environmental impact assessments may be included depending on the chosen system. Social life cycle assessment has also been appropriately applied depending on the system. Everything about Tesseract is very transparent. You can access the code on GitHub. You can download the background reading material by clicking on download arrow at the top right corner of a module page. This best practice has been followed through the development of Tesseract. At the top of the page, please access the reference shown. Tesseract license is available under Creative Commons, lets you remix, adapt, and build upon, even for commercial purposes, as long as you credit Tesseract and the academic resource shown. Let's now have a closer look inside the Biojet fuel module. A novel integrated biorefinery system is made up of pyrolysis of biomass into gas, bio-oil, and char, bio-oil hydrodeoxygenation and hydrocracking, producing renewable jet fuel and small-chain alkenes, alkene steam reforming and pressure swing adsorption, producing green hydrogen and carbon monoxide, mixed ionic electronic conducting membrane, splitting high-pressure superheated steam into green hydrogen and oxygen, and a combined heat and power generation system using pyrolysis gas and carbon monoxide from pressure swing adsorption as fuel in presence of oxygen from mixed ionic electronic conducting membrane to fulfill the demand of high-pressure superheated steam and electricity. Comprehensive mathematical models have been developed for the design simulation of this integrated system. These are kinetic model of biomass pyrolysis at temperature 300 to 500 degrees centigrade, stoichiometric chemical reaction model of hydrodeoxygenation and hydrocracking, renewable aviation fuel property correlations from its chemical compositions for the ASTM D7566 standard, mass and energy balance analysis of the integrated biorefinery system. Finally, an overall economic value and an overall avoided environmental impact analysis have been carried out. On the right-hand side of the module page, you would find input variables to the model. The navigation bar on the input variables allows you to test their sensitivity on output variables. The input variables consisting of waste biomass feedstock characteristics, process conditions, net present value analysis parameters, such as installation factor, annual capital charge, internal rate of return, costs and values, such as biomass cost and product values, jet fuel, char, and steam, as relevant to the model, can be varied using the navigation bar from their default values to any value within their given ranges within which the models are going to be valid or perform the best to test their sensitivity on the output results. The output results consist of process yields or flow rates, cost and value analysis, net present value analysis, environmental life cycle impact assessment in terms of fossil resource and climate impact savings, following the International Organization for Standardization 14040 to 14044 guidelines, social life cycle assessment, following the International Organization for Standardization guidelines 260,000 is also assessed. These tools are increasingly becoming imperative for the whole system holistic life cycle sustainability assessment. Life cycle sustainability assessment is thus made up of environmental life cycle assessment, economic life cycle costing, and social life cycle assessment.
Hello, my name is Soham Sen, and I'm a second year mathematical computation student at UCL. I've been collaborating on this project by building the code and maintaining the technology behind this idea. To start, I shall be talking about the development process of the Tesseract web platform. So as you can see here, the GitHub contains all the code of the Tesseract platform, so you can check this out later. In terms of the technologies we use, the front end is built on a modern web framework called React and was chosen due to its performance and elegance. The back end of this website was built in Python and has the power to solve differential equations that is sent from the front end. The code is organized following standard web development best practices. Of highlight is the sustainability folder that contains the rules and interactions for the user to experiment with the sustainability modules. Each module has a corresponding calculation module that returns the relevant results and figures. The hierarchy of components allow a greater plug-and-play system so that others can add new modules easily.
Now I'm going to briefly show you a country-level power system optimization model that we are working on. A country-wide power system cost and greenhouse gas impact minimization model optimizes capacities of renewable bioenergy, storage, and logistics systems within the whole system for given weather, demand, device constraints for sustainable planning and scheduling. The optimization model minimizes the total cost, taking account of all investment and operating costs and the greenhouse gas emissions from the entire system. For renewable generations, capacity factors are modeled from weather data, such as wind speed, direction, and solar radiation, and device design data. These capacity factors are inputted into the renewable generation models to estimate their power outputs. Many data analytics and visualizations are also modeled. For example, demand profile, solar radiation, wind speed are shown. Output results include solar and wind energy distributions. Demand minus supply data determining the storage characteristics to resolve renewable resource supply intermittencies concerning time. The model can be run on an annual basis or several years with continuous hourly time resolutions. The constraints are supply, demand, and device design characteristics, hourly energy balance for local distribution systems, and aggregated energy balance over the given entire time duration, example, over several years with continuous hourly time resolutions. The optimization model using Python PyMO accepts input spreadsheet of specific layout. The spreadsheet contains various worksheets. The worksheet TS process contains the systems that require time series data, in this case, solar and wind power systems. The worksheet resource cost is for inputting cost of the resources in the unit euro per megawatt hour. Because the greenhouse gas emission cost is also lower, the greenhouse gas emission cost is entered in euro per ton. The technological data is organized into process data, storage, and logistic data. All cost and greenhouse gas emission data can be inputted through these worksheets. The cost data include investment cost, fixed cost, variable operating cost, weighted average capital cost, plant life, and decommissioning and upgrading costs. The worksheets also contain efficiency data of specific technologies. The maximum capacity is to set out the upper bound of the various technologies. Specific units are shown for the acceptance of the values. Demand and supply in hourly time resolutions are needed for various regions under consideration. Weather data, such as solar radiation and wind speed, in hourly resolutions set out the capacity factors of the solar and wind power systems, and thus their power outputs. Data cleaning and consistency is a key aspect in the input spreadsheet that is automatically checked for a robust solution. Later on, the software engineer, Soham Sen, is going to speak about this aspect. Get in touch with us for specific input data spreadsheet to use the optimization model.
Next, we look at the optimization of power systems code. The code is on GitHub and can be explored. To run the code, follow the installation guidelines and input an Excel file as per required. The technologies used are entirely Python-based libraries, such as Dash for the web user interaction, Pyomo for the heart of the optimization, and many other data science libraries like Pandas. The code is organized into 3 folders that mirror the chronological flow of solving any problem, which is pre-processing, processing, and post-processing. The pre-processing contains all the logic necessary to collect the solar radiation and wind speed time series data and clean and check the data for consistency. It also organizes the electricity demand time series. Then it displays any charts to help identify and remove outliers. The processing folder contains the optimization Python module and only accepts the input Excel file of a specific layout. Please get in touch with us for further information. In the post-processing folder, after the optimization has finished running, the data can be visualized by running the relevant charting Python notebooks. Thank you.
Tesseract users are interested in learning, comparing, modeling, and standardizing clean, renewable biorefinery technologies for net zero circular economies. Tesseract thus aims at intensifying collaboration, interdisciplinarity, impacts of research, and growing and nurturing highly skilled global leaders. The next upgrade of Tesseract must focus on mathematical models of new renewable and biomass transformation units, new functionality such as plug-and-play selection of new models, as well as the existing suite. Lifecycle sustainability assessment, quantitatively analyzing sustainability trilemma. We therefore embrace your collaborations in the new upgrade of the Tesseract software. These new features and functionalities would serve many purposes: design, investment decisions, retrofit, long-term planning, scheduling, simulation, etc. We thank you for listening and look forward to the collaboration. I would like to thank all the institution of chemical engineers communities for giving us the opportunity to present this work. I would also like to acknowledge the courseware we used to develop this first principle based and data-driven models for individual units, biorefineries and chemical processes, design, integration, and sustainability analysis of Wiley. The Earth's energy system model in Germany has formed the basis of our power system optimization model. I would also like to acknowledge the UKRI and the British Council's generous funding to support this work, and also many others. Please note the important opportunity here to publish the work that you are presenting in this important conference. The special issue we are editing on the advances in the digitalization of the process industries in digital chemical engineering. This special issue will accept original research contribution, case studies, reviews, perspectives, and short communications. Thank you very much. Please get in touch with us using the email addresses given. As said, our next journey is all the more important, where we are going to develop new models, new functionalities, and new features, combining the Tesseract model and the power system optimization model.